This is the Sicare Standard. This powerful environmental control unit allows you to control multiple devices in multiple rooms with a voice or a switch. In this video series, we will describe the physical characteristics of a Sicare Standard. In this first video, we will talk about the Sicare Standard itself. Outside of its charging cradle, this is what the front of the Sicare looks like. From top to bottom, we start with the LCD screen. This screen informs the user of the current status of the Sicare. It shows the current device you want to control at the top and which command word was last spoken at the bottom. On the right side of the screen, you have the battery status at the top, and underneath that, the notification that the unit is plugged into a wall socket. Underneath the LCD screen are two red buttons. The left button scrolls through the commands, and the right button selects the commands. If both buttons are pressed simultaneously, you enter the setup for the Sicare. This will be covered in a later video. The microphone is located underneath the red buttons. This receives voice commands you give to the unit. The speaker is underneath the microphone. This speaker lets the user know that it received a command. It also notifies the user with a beep if the batteries are low. Now let's look at the left side of the unit. On the left side is the power switch. In the down position, the unit is off. In the up position, it's on. It's important to note that if the Sicare unit is in its charging cradle, the unit will remain on even when the switch is turned to the off position. Now let's look at the right side of the Sicare unit. On the right side of the Sicare unit are two ports. The top port is a 2.5mm switch jack. This is where you would plug in a switch to activate the switch scanning feature of the Sicare. More on switch scanning in another video. Underneath this is a 3.5mm jack. This jack is where you would plug in a microphone. You would use a microphone for users who speak in a low voice or if they are in a high background noise environment. It is important to note that you must use a stereo microphone with the Sicare. Mono microphones will not work. Now let's look at the top of the Sicare. At the top of the Sicare is the infrared window. This is where infrared commands are scanned in as well as sent. More on scanning infrared commands into a Sicare unit in another video. Now to the bottom of the Sicare. At the bottom of the Sicare unit is the charging port. This is where the Sicare unit plugs into the charging stand. There are 30 pins in 2 rows of 15. Care must be taken when placing the Sicare unit into the charging stand to not bend these pins. Now to the back of the Sicare unit. On the back of the Sicare, we see the cover for the battery compartment. On the cover is the tab for locking the Sicare unit into the charging cradle. Inside the battery compartment are 2 AA rechargeable batteries. These power the Sicare unit when it is not on the charging stand. Average battery life off the charger is 8 to 10 hours. When the batteries are low, the LCD screen on the front display will show a low battery symbol in the upper right corner, and the unit will beep periodically. In the bottom right-hand corner of the battery compartment, we see a small switch. This switch allows you to change between rechargeable batteries and regular alkaline batteries. If the switch is to the left, you are using rechargeable batteries. If the switch is on the right, you're using regular batteries. The switch position is important because if you're using regular alkaline batteries with the switch in position for rechargeable batteries, you will damage your Sicare. If you have the switch placed in the position for regular alkaline batteries and you're using rechargeable batteries, your rechargeable batteries will not recharge. Join us for the next video in this series when we describe the charging cradle and plug for the Sicare. Thanks for watching.